All right. This next segment is called introducing a new one here. Red flag, green flag.
Oh.
I'm going to read to you 10 different things, and we're going to go around the table one by one. Or you know what? Maybe should we do a hand raise simultaneously? Yeah, I think we'll just do a hand raise simultaneously. Felicity? All right. So raise your hand. Raise your hand if you think the following is a red flag. So if you don't raise your hand, I guess that's either neutral or green flag. He's 30 and still lives with his parents. Raise your hand if it's a red flag. No? You're fine with it?
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
Okay.
Actually,
You're fine?
I think it depends.
depends on the situation. Red flag.
Red flag.
Red flag.
Okay. He has no Instagram at all. Red flag
That's a
or green flag? Green flag? Okay. No Instagram.
Neither. I don't think it matters.
Neutral. I don't think that
Okay.
has any relevance.
I love a man that has no
And-
Instagram.
right?
The
Love
first
that.
the
That's
first
hot.
question, did you mean like who he's following? Is that what you had meant for the first question you said?
I think he
What?
meant living with.
No, he has no Instagram. Hold on, we have this coming in. Oh, whoops.
Mike underscore it donated $200.
You messed that up.
Fit check. My sprinkler goes like this.
Nice.
Still going.
Comes back like this.
Thank you, Mike Lit. Appreciate it. He asked for the fit check. I guess we could do that super quick. We have another one coming in.
Hasty George donated $200.
Simultaneous? I guess we just do simultaneous
Mr.
fit check.
Nobody, don't be a pathetic simp.
Yep, pay the simp
Now
tax.
pay the simp tax.
Well done, Pasty George. Thank you for calling him out. Pay the simp tax. You got to send in another TTS. That's what it is. Mike, it's one of those names. Okay. We'll do a fit check simultaneous. If everybody just wants to stand up, show the fit. All right, fit incoming. There it is. Fit. There's the fit. Wow, great fit. Amazing. Best I've ever seen. Anybody want to do like a spin? You can. Everybody do a
I
spin.
don't think I have room to spin.
No room to spin.
Okay, so
I don't have room to spin.
All right, no spinning room. There you go, Mike underscore lit. Thank you for that. Appreciate it. And then we have Aria. Looks like you bought a piece of merch. Whoops, I messed that up. Hold on. Let's see if this comes through. Aria, thank you for the purchase there of a. It looks like you got a T-shirt on the merch shop, shop.whatever.com. Thank you. If you guys want to get yourself one, feel free to go to shop.whatever.com, get yourself a T-shirt. All right, back to the red flag, green flag. Okay, he asks to split the bill on the first date. Raise your hands if that's a red flag.
Can I stand up?
Yeah, go ahead. Stand up again. She's doing a second fit check. Boom.
That's how big I think it is.
Watch out. Elon Musk got in trouble for doing that. Just kidding. Okay. Anyways.
Whoa!
Whoa. All right. Next one. He owns a podcast.
I have a podcast.
He has a podcast.
I love Gary Brecka.
I think you're a little bit too much of like a little drama. Like if you own a podcast,
If
like
you have
you're
a
too much of a
podcast,
drama queen.
You're a
like,
drama queen. Okay.
I think it
Yeah,
depends on
you're
what the
just like a little
podcast
gossip
is.
girl.
Yeah, you like gossip.
Yeah.
There you have it, folks. He's a gym rat
This
and
podcast.
posts shirtless pics daily.
I
Red
would
red
want
flag?
Yeah.
For me, like, or for other girls.
Red flag.
For you.
Every
For you.
single day is extensive.
Every
That's
day.
excessive. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's why.
I want to see him.
Here I don't.
Yeah, send them to me. Don't like
Post-
that.
yeah, don't
Why?
post them.
It kind of grosses me out when they send them to me. I'm kind of like, oh, I can see you making this like face.
And also, like, imagining them, like, taking the picture. I'm just like, oh my.
They have to set it up.
No, especially, you know, when they, like, roll up their shorts and, like, they, like, flex their thighs. And you're just like, I would rather die than ever see this photo ever again. Like,
Okay. We're going to
Yeah,
rapid
so-
fire the rest. He
All right,
uses
my bad.
Snapchat.
Red flag.
Uses Snapchat.
Depends on the age.
Yeah.
Red flag.
The age of the guy that you would date.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. He claps when the plane lands.
That's kind of cute.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's kind of.
I'm like funny. I don't know.
All right. He uses way too many emojis.
I like
Yeah,
that.
that's nice.
Never enough emojis.
I mean, this is sort of targeted towards you guys, but if a girl uses too many emojis, red flag. Huge red flag.
Why?
You've never, like, when it's in between words, like it's
Oh, that's weird. You have to
like
put it at the
a couple
end.
words, and then there's another emoji, words,
That's just
emoji,
like-
words, emoji,
but then why
words.
is that a red flag?
That person is crazy.
Actually, I
Trust
don't
me,
mind that.
something's not right
Imagine,
there.
like going through.
Why you
and,
do that shit,
like,
Cena? I bet you.
Don't.
Right.
Cena does that shit.
I don't.
It's a red
thought?
flag, massive red flag. Let's see. He says, "I don't believe in therapy."
Oh my god.
Is that a red flag?
Red flag.
Red flag. She's
I don't think that's a red flag.
not a red flag.
I mean, like, when you say don't believe in therapy, do you mean like don't believe in resolving your issues or don't believe in needing someone else to resolve your issues?
Probably that one.
The second one, because I personally don't like agree with therapy personally, not as a whole. I think it's great for everyone, but like
What does
I
the
wouldn't.
future psychiatrist
yeah.
think about
I
that?
totally respect that.
Yeah.
I 100%.
It's just a
I think
personal
that it's a
experience.
personal preference. I think that like there's a type of something that can be useful to everyone, but that doesn't mean like sitting in a room and talking to a therapist all the
Yeah.
time. You know, I think it's silly to say that it's for everyone.
All
Can
right.
I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I feel like if you're constantly going through a pattern in life where you're running into the same issues time after time after time again, and you yourself are like talking to friends or family and you're like, this is going on in my life and everything sucks and is so shitty, I feel like then that could be a good tool to have a professional step in and like voice your thoughts and your opinions to a professional versus voicing those thoughts to like a friend or a family, because sometimes you need somebody else to kind of like call you out for that pattern and that behavior, you know what I mean? So sometimes it can help somebody and sometimes it won't. It's just depending on where you are within yourself to seek that help or that guidance from others, you know? So
Can I interject?
Go ahead.
I think men who don't go to therapy have a lot of inner stress, a lot of anger, and a lot of things that can resolve because society tells them that no man can talk about it. And that's why a lot of men end up in jail. That's why most men end up addicts. That's why most men are. It's because society is telling them you don't need to go see a therapist.
Right.
It is bad.
right.
I don't think men are ending up in jail because of their lack of going to therapy.
Well, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is anger. That's the only anger they express because that's the only anger that society seems as necessary for them to feel. I'm not saying lack of therapy will resort in jail or prison time, but I'm saying it could definitely help them keep them out of it.
Wait, do you genuinely think that, like, would you agree that the cohort of people that go to prison or jail, do you think they have the socioeconomics to be able to afford therapy?
No.
No, probably
Like,
not.
typically people in prison and jail
Wait.
are really low in terms of socioeconomic class. They don't have the resources to go to therapy.
That's the problem.
And one other thing I want to mention, I agree with what you're saying because it's like in society we've built these walls up for men not to be able to seek those resources and help. And so as a society, how I think that we can help that is being able to hold space for the men that do suffer with severe mental health issues or problems so that we can kind of counteract that stigma of, hey, mental health sucks, you should be a man, suck it up, and actually seek that help with somebody that's trusted in a safe environment for them to be able to share that.
Yeah, plus men being able to talk about how they feel is actually a more powerful thing. Like being vulnerable is a good thing.
I was gonna say, I think.
Yes.
Yes, Brian, get in tune with your emotions,
Yes.
Brian.
I think a man
Bring
who's,
your
if a
emotions
man can
in.
come to me and tell me how he feels in general or to me, that to me is like the strongest
Yeah.
thing you can do.
Well,
That's
let's
the
test this out.
manliest shit.
And
Let's
there's-
test this out though. First date. The guy cries.
That's different.
Well, listen,
That's different. You don't cry to a girlfriend that you meet.
That
like,
is
like
different.
I didn't meet solo and start fucking crying. Like,
But
on
would
the
it, that would be
spot.
emotionally
So
vulnerable.
wait.
That would be
Yeah, but
And I'm
vulnerable.
gonna
Weird.
say, so like,
okay.
hold on one second.
You know it. You're
So if
just
you're
like-
coming to me as a partner and you're like on the first date, you're getting a little too vulnerable, I'd be like, that's too soon. Just like me and you and with anybody at this table to trauma dump anything on you guys, it would be way too soon.
Sure.
But if you're in a relationship with somebody and you want to build that authentic connection where you're able to like hold that space and create vulnerability with your partner in longevity, you know what I mean? Yes, you don't have to be at a restaurant and be like, oh my God, crying and like letting all those emotions out. But when you're able to express your emotions in a positive way, just simply communicating just like this to your partner, that's different. You know what I mean? Being able to talk to your partner and be vulnerable and be like, hey, I don't like this. I don't agree with this. This makes me feel some type of way, versus being like crying or screaming. Because when you start to bring in those negative emotions, that's when that's not cute. And it's like,
Well,
you know
when,
what I mean?
when we're talking about vulnerability, so you're just saying the guy has a base level of problem solving
I think
and
more
communication. I guess you guys will have to specify what you mean when you say men should be vulnerable.
emotional intelligence, like being
What does that mean, though?
like
what is emotional
being able
it
intelligence
means to
mean?
be able to regulate your emotions.
talk about it,
Yes.
be able
And
to communicate and
Recognize
What's
the
an example?
problem.
Give me an example.
being emotionally regulated means being able to identify the emotion that you're having. Once you identify the emotion that you're having, you can start to say, okay, how does this emotion resonate with me and how I'm feeling? Where do I feel this emotion? That would be 3. Where do I feel this emotion inside my body? And how can I actively process that and vocalize that to the group of people that I'm speaking with, instead of being like, hey, I'm pissed off, I'm upset? Because as soon as you're activated and your amygdala is activated, you can't calm down and relax yourself. So if you're able to recognize a pattern within yourself of being like, hey, this person said something to me, you upset me, I don't agree with what you said, and you're able to analyze that and be like, well, why would that trigger me? And, go within and seek within, you can get a lot of answers for that.
I'm going to respond in just a moment, but Mr. Nobody has paid the SIM tax. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Mr. Nobody donated $200. Alright, Lexi, I'll admit it. I've been simping. But don't worry, I paid the simp tax, compliments up front, loyalty in full, and maybe a coffee. So yeah, call it simp energy, but it's all invested in you.
Thank you. You guys are so sweet. Thank you for supporting me.
All right, cool. Thank you, Mr. Nobody, for the TTS. Well, I think what you're describing is just healthy communication styles. I guess I'm looking for an example of a scenario in which a man would be hesitant to be vulnerable, but he should be vulnerable. Go ahead.
During funerals, a lot of men, well, not a lot, but I guess I could say a lot, do like kind of don't show emotions during time of death and grieving. Both my brothers, for example, it's just men always say I have to be strong for my family, but sometimes
What's wrong with that, though?
there's nothing wrong with that.
Okay.
Nothing at all. But what I'm saying is sometimes it's okay to let go, because if it's the other way around, let's say it's like the man's mom or dad, and and the woman has to be there to comfort them. It is okay to not be okay, and that goes for all sexes. It doesn't just apply to women. It doesn't apply to men. Women shouldn't be so emotional, and men shouldn't be so emotionless. And it's really the idea of it.
balance.
Exactly.
Well, I think you're using a very easy example there. I don't think even other men would find fault in somebody having a moment of vulnerability or even crying in a funeral. Although I would say it depends who. If your parents or something, I think that's totally justified for a man to cry under those circumstances. What kind of funeral are we talking about here, though? Like, what's the distinction when it comes to who's the relative?
The mother of the boyfriend, or the father of the boyfriend, just somebody on your spouse's family, Like some people aren't close to their in-laws.
Yeah, I'm totally fine if
Yeah.
if a man wants to cry because his mom or dad died. That seems justifiable.
Well, what I'm saying,
to me.
after the fact, though, some men, okay, yeah, the funeral's over, burial's over, but then after the fact, grieving is a long process. There's like 10 stages of it. And sometimes men don't, that's why going to therapy would be beneficial in this case, because to help them through the grieving process, instead of just having one emotion, which is, I'm angry at the world, I hate God, or so forth. I mean, I work with men and women all day, and men go in there and say, I've never got the chance to grieve it because that's why they're in my rehab center. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of things that, SA abuse and things like that happen in young boys, and they're too afraid to come out and share what happened to them, and that's why they end up, where they end up without the help of therapy or a counselor or somebody just supporting that level.
Well, I think there are practical applications to therapy for specific things. If you're actually going to overcome a specific childhood trauma, or perhaps you're dealing with like anxiety or panic attacks, something like this. But sort of a generalized malaise, I don't think is, especially for men, is effectively treated through therapy. I think there's actually far better mechanisms for, if you're just sort of vaguely unhappy, vaguely dissatisfied, vaguely slightly depressed. I don't really think therapy, especially for men, is helpful.
So, can I say something?
I think that you're speaking for like 4 billion people right now.
Yeah, I'm speaking in general. I suppose there are some men who can do talk therapy and it can help. But generally speaking, I don't think, and I think statistics show this when they've polled people who are involved in who do therapy, talk therapy is not particularly effective, especially for men. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're trying to combat a specific thing, then yes, but I can give you my own anecdotal experience. And this is more so like when I've ever talked about an issue with like a parent or something, there's something that's bothering me. Oftentimes I find talking about it just makes me more frustrated. And oftentimes in situations where I don't talk about it, a day, 2 days later, I've already forgotten about the thing that was upsetting me. I find it's just much more easy to just be like, is this really going to be an issue in a day or two?
Does that apply when the thing that made you upset is like another person who would like to talk about it?
What do you mean?
Like you're saying that instead of addressing the issue, you'd rather just like let it fade away from your brain?
Well, so if there's an interpersonal issue that needs to be resolved.
Oh, okay. So that's what I mean.
Yeah, I wouldn't stonewall a girlfriend in a relationship, but if it's like more on an individual level, something's upsetting me or whatever, I find it far more effective. Like, I recall when I was a bit younger, my parents would be like, "What's going on, Brian? You want to talk about it?" And sometimes I would engage there, and I would just be ruminating while having the conversation about it, and it'd almost be like reliving the thing that made me upset. And it would just get me upset. And then there'd be other times where they'd be like, "Hey, you want to talk about it?" And be like, "Nah, I'm good. I just need some time alone." And that was way better than just getting my parents all stressed out. "Oh my God, he's upset, blah, blah." It's way better for me to just go and deal with it and just be like, whatever. But the other, really quick, and I'll let you make your point. I think the other thing is people claim to be depressed or whatever, dealing with something. I think a lot of time that's because their life circumstances aren't in check, and going to wasting your time in therapy for your life circumstances, you're not going to really have an improvement in said life circumstances by talking to a therapist.
But you can recognize that by talking to a therapist.
Well, for example,
another way.
If I think as a man, go get in really good shape.
You're onto something.
Hold on. As a man, go whatever, look, there's serious issues that I think seeing a professional is absolutely warranted. But if you're, again, vaguely unhappy, vaguely depressed, go to the gym, cut out the drugs, the alcohol, eat healthy, get money. And then if you do those things, get those things. And then if you're still depressed afterwards, you've achieved the things you want to achieve, then maybe consider going to a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay.
But if you're just like eating like shit and you're just, whatever, not in good shape and
Smoking all day.
you're doing drugs and drinking and, your sleep's all fucked up.
No, definitely like correct your personal choices
Yeah,
before you go and
first.
spend money.
Yeah.
On, like,
Yeah.
Okay. So you're statistically proven your body wants to go through whatever trauma, whatever negative emotion you have for 90 seconds. So after you've processed it, so it's going back to what you were saying about how you were talking about it and then you want it to stop, like you feel worse when you keep bringing it up. Well, it's because your body processed it for 90 seconds and wants to get rid of that. So it's like you talk about it, you've talked about it for 90 seconds, and then your body automatically wants to return back to homeostasis. So like, if you're able to do that.
Are you saying these conversations are 90 seconds? Anytime I've ever had like a let's talk about our feelings conversation,
No. I'm saying
it's been like
body mechanically
long convos.
Inside your body, I don't care what the conversation with or who it is, your body naturally wants to get whatever was dysregulating your system. It wants to process it for 90 seconds and then go back to homeostasis where you're regular.
Comfortable.
Right. So if you continue to press the issue after 90 seconds and you're like, of course it's going to heighten your senses because it's like your body is trying to get back to regular.
if that was the case, why aren't therapy sessions only 90 seconds?
I don't know. So what I was saying
Okay.
is if you're not open to the idea of doing therapy, something that could be beneficial is lifestyle coaching, because we're not here to fix, save, or rescue you from any of your problems, but we are here to integrate healthy lifestyle modalities into your life to be able to process those things. So like you mentioned, physical activity, breath work, sunlight, eating clean, all of those things.
Oh, no, go ahead. I was just going to agree with you.
No, yeah. And so that's why I've decided to be in the integrative healing arts therapy, because it's like, that's what you're saying. You can do all these things, like get light, eat clean, and, improve your mental health versus getting help from a therapist. You know what I mean? And these life coaches are just here to guide you. They don't necessarily tell you what to do, or they make plans for you to kind of like what you want to work on and tailor that to that. You know what I mean? So
I have a response, but first we're going to let some chats come in.
GMD Jim donated $200. Stop being our slurred. There is no intelligence in emotions. It is just the opposite. Men, do not let 304s manipulate you into being weak and pathetic. Be stoic. Be a man, not a woman.
Jim, thank you for the TTS. Lexi, can you scoot your mic
way?
to the edge of the table? No, just to the edge of the table. Yo, Jim, thank you for the TTS, man. Appreciate it. Look, I do think there is a lot of value when it comes to being stoic. And then I do kind of want to quickly get back into, though, this idea of being vulnerable, especially in front of a girlfriend. I don't think it's a good idea. Don't think it's a good idea. Now, sometimes it's inevitable. But I do think it is the case that oftentimes women lose attraction for their partner when the man is vulnerable.
I think it depends on the level.
There's a
and
line.
That's
If you're
for
not able to
immature
use-
women. If you're even as a woman, if you can't handle just hearing a man's point of thought, that's like a you thing. Like you gotta at least be open to hearing your partner
Well,
out.
I think
100%.
even a very emotionally intelligent woman might run into something that just innately, regardless of your level of intelligence or IQ or EQ, you're going to witness a level of vulnerability in your partner that will give you
if you're not able to manage it.
the ick.
If you're not
Now,
able
let
to
me
manage
give you
it.
an example here. Maybe I should, how do I preface this? Has anybody here been dating a guy and he got beat up? Like in a fight?
yeah.
Oh my God, I would have to.
Have to what? Say it.
No, I thought about it and then I changed my mind.
Well, your knee-jerk reaction was just even picturing it in your head. It sounds like you're going to say,
Well,
break
but
up
like,
with the
what
guy,
was his
or-
idiot self doing that got him beat up? Like, don't start a fight. That
maybe
you
he didn't
can't.
start it.
Okay, well, if
But
it
he
was
still
just like
got
he
beat
got
up.
jumped, like he got jumped by like random people, I would not be.
Let's say it's a
unattracted. I would be
1v1.
like, oh my God.
But even in that circumstance,
And he started the fight.
even in that circumstance, I do think that not all women, but some women will look at their boyfriend in this vulnerable state.
Yeah, but that's a them problem, not a problem that makes it so that men should act any certain way.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
I would say men should err on the side of, and just keep that shit to yourself.
That's the problem.
No.
You're the
So
problem.
I'm speaking
You
generally
are.
about vulnerability. Generally about vulnerability. If you want to like go whine to your girlfriend, like for example, I don't know about
Just whine to
some
your
of y'all,
mom.
but I've
No, I love it. Tell me how you feel.
I've gone through a lot of difficult things in my life, many difficult things. It's never, even a girl I've been with for a long period of time, it's never occurred to me to sit down, unless it comes up organically somehow in conversation, to be like, okay, here's all the bad things that have happened to me.
If
But
I
that's
care,
how
if
those
I care
conversations
about
are
you,
supposed to
I would
go.
never
but
do
if I
that.
care about you as a person, I would want to know how your day is going, how
Exactly.
you're sleeping,
Yeah.
what's keeping you up at night, what, like, you know what I mean? Because I want to know you as a person.
So I could have the most terrible day ever, and if my girlfriend asks me about it, I'd just be like, it was good.
That's terrible. I'm sorry.
that's-
I'm
No,
sorry.
Are you
Brian,
single?
Let's all apologize.
Yeah, that's why you're
sorry.
single.
Hold on.
We're sorry.
That's why you're single. How many relationships?
No, but I don't, look, there's been,
No,
look,
it's-
sometimes.
I'm serious.
No,
hold on.
that's upsetting.
Sometimes I'll tell her
That's
some
upsetting, though.
anecdote.
It
some,
is.
No
It's
girl
so
wants
sad.
to be
That's
with you
super
just
sad.
to hear you.
I want you like
lie
on my
about
lap.
how
Tell
you
me about your
mourn.
day while I
well, hold on,
while I
let's
rub
not-
your hair.
This isn't
Right.
I think
This
that you're
isn't-
confusing like just like trauma dumping your day and then like communicating how you're feeling so that your partner can be aware of that and
Like,
adjust.
yeah.
If you're
Like,
coming
sometimes-
home,
Sometimes you just want a hug or just to be
One second,
quiet
hold
a
on.
little
We're
bit.
going to let this come through.
Pasty George donated $200.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
In
it.
Canada, residential school survivors had no resources for mental health. There are finally resources today, but First Nations women do far better in therapy than First Nations men.
So, going back to my point here really quick, Pacey George, thank you for the TTS. Much appreciated, man. Thank you for the by the way, guys, reminder, super chats are busted, so you have to send it through Streamlabs, streamlabs.com/whatever. This comes back to the rumination thing. And to be clear, sometimes, like if some bullshit, is going on, whatever, I might relay it to the girl I'm dating. But overall, generally speaking, even if I have a shitty day or there's some bullshit I could relay to her, most of the time I'm just like, yeah, I'd rather not ruminate about it. I'd rather not have to explain it again.
But isn't you
Sir,
saying that?
I'm
letting
pretty
her-
sure that.
Wait.
Oh, wait, you go.
I was just gonna say, isn't you like letting her know that enough is still expressing your
Communicating.
feelings so that she can be aware that you had something happen that day, whether you want to talk about it or not, so that she can cater to that. And that's what like.
She should be always catering to that to begin with.
But what,
What
if she
do you
promotes
talk
it?
about?
I'm not
What do you
gonna lie,
mean?
I agree with that.
Wait, do you? But when you
Like,
when
if
you have a
you-
boyfriend, all you talk about is the bad stuff that happens. to
No,
you?
absolutely not.
No,
I
but
know
it's
a lot.
important to
Right. So
include
then,
that.
what do I
Hold
talk
on.
about? All the stuff that I talk about that you wouldn't otherwise talk about. That's
Talk
not
about
bad.
all the
on.
stuff that you normally talk about, plus.
But
Hey,
like,
this thing happened at work today. If I'm a little grumpy or sad,
Here's a heads up.
here's why.
Yeah, here's
Or
a
you
heads
walk
up.
through the
not
door
being
and you're
nice.
like, hey,
Because
just
then
by
it
the
comes
way,
back-
I had a bad
well,
day.
if I have an anticipation that like it's going to, I'm going to be upset when we're hanging out, then perhaps I might be like, oh yeah, it's kind of like annoying.
But that's still
XYZ.
expressing your
Right,
feelings.
because
That
if you're
is
able to just do
That's
that, Brian,
valid.
instead of being
Like,
like
expressing your
imagine
feelings
coming
doesn't
but I
have to
think
be
it's
like
okay.
sobbing on the floor.
Right.
It
So I
doesn't
guess
feel like when I was 8 years old.
Like you can just be like, hey, I had a kind of a rough day. Like I'd like wind
Yeah,
down. Okay,
simple,
cool.
sweet, straight
oh,
to the
that's
point.
the default
Yeah,
though.
that's-
The wind down to the default.
That's still
It's the
expressing
default.
your feelings though. Like I think that you think us saying vulnerable and expressing your feelings in your head, I feel like you think that's a guy
No,
going
but
up to
I-
a girl and being like, I'm dying.
But I think it's also okay, even if like something bad happened, you can also make a determination of not even wanting to bring it up and just be like, yeah, I don't need to bring this up.
Yeah,
It's not
but
a big deal.
Especially if it's not
Okay.
affecting you.
Like, would we say something and provoke you, and then would you get mad over it, or would you just be like, okay, whatever?
So one
point.
component that I think is important in dating and relationships is showing the other person grace. So I think that it's really, it can be really bad if you feel like you're walking on eggshells with somebody where every single like microaggression or perceived slight, you need to be like, oh my God, like sometimes, I don't know, sometimes you can just let shit slide in a relationship, showing grace. I think it's important.
Yeah.
But if it was a big thing, like some really big slight, then yeah, I'm probably going to have a conversation with her. But I also think it's okay to show your partner grace.
But Brian, you're also speaking about yourself, whereas a lot of men, and we're not talking about you, we're talking about also a lot of other men that come home and like slam doors and like
In general, not like
scream.
your emotional
Yeah.
feeling towards it.
Yeah, and like they come home with such like aggression because they don't want to be vulnerable and be like, shit, I had a bad day. Instead, they act out like that, and then whoever they're home with, their partner is like, oh shit, what's wrong? And
Oh, I
it's-
don't deal with my problems like that.
Well,
like,
you know, other people,
just
right?
let's lay. It's just like let's lay in bed and cuddle. I've never,
Right.
I've never slam a door.
That's great, though.
Can we get the plates? Two pizzas per plate.
I just looked behind me and saw those
and
smoothies.
one
and I
paper
know.
towel, please. Per.
They're hiding the
see
smoothies right now.
What happened?
What's that?
I see our
Do we have this the smoothies? Yes. Okay. Do we have
we
cups?
eating on camera?
Here, Felicity. I'm gonna go back for a sec. Felicity's gonna take over, so you guys can just pretend she's me. Direct your animosity towards Felicity.
I have to save it.
What are we talking about? How men shouldn't express their feelings
Yeah.
is what he said.
I think that what he was saying was way too vague because he said
Yeah.
he just said fully men shouldn't express their feelings, but then he's also saying that he would tell his
does.
wife or like let his girlfriend know if he had a bad day in the
I
case
just-
that it would affect his
Maybe
feelings.
he doesn't know what communication is.
It's literally just
Might be the
balance.
case.
Like
I mean,
don't-
but also like the one thing that was like.
But I just want to
obviously-
take a moment to honor all of you guys because you guys are also smart and beautiful and
Oh
lovely.
my God,
girl,
right
we honor
back
you.
at you.
We honor you right back.
I mean,
So
I think
smart.
there's no reason to like dive into things that don't matter that you don't want to talk about. If honestly,
Yeah.
if your partner's upset, they should tell you, "Hey, I'm upset. Something happened." They
Yeah.
don't really have to tell you every little detail about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we never like that's
It
the
doesn't
thing.
have
like,
to
we,
get
I
super
think that-
in depth
yeah.
every time.
But
It's okay.
like to have weird energy and animosity towards them, like you said, someone said slamming doors. That's not okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like as a girlfriend, like if I can visually see that like you're hurt and that like you're angry, like I'd want to know. Like you can't just
Right.
move past that.
Some men, they just like to be left alone.
Well, then they should voice it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think that if they
I think
need
voicing that
space-
you want to be left
Yeah.
alone is telling
That's
us
expressing your
That's still
feelings.
communicating. That's
Exactly.
still communicating.
Yeah, but some people, not even just men, really. I like.
Yeah, some
sometimes
people
I
just
don't
don't
like
wanna
to get
be
into
like-
it, and that's totally fine. I'll tell my partner that I don't want to.
Yeah, like I just need a little bit
I
of
need
time to
space.
process
Yeah.
and level out
Yeah.
And then there are women that are like, will jump down
people's throat.
men's throat and be like, sit down. You know those women
Yeah.
that will chase a man after a man has been like, hey, I don't want to talk about this right now. Let's talk about it later. And then they follow them into the bedroom and then they follow them
Yeah.
outside
So-
like that.
Yeah,
I think
or
that
women.
is like attachment styles also.
Yeah, or women who get irritated when their man is voicing that they had a bad day. I don't think that should always cause it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be super detailed every time, but I think just having that open back and forth communication can help people grow so much better.